All right, so now that we talked about the grass height, I think it's very important to also talk about the way that you mow. Um, Most people just cut once, twice a week, but they always go the same way every time, up and down, up and down. What's going to happen is if you do the same thing week in and week out, is that your grass is going to get bent that way, and it's going to stay that way, and then it'll be flat. And you don't want that. You always want the grass to be straight up. So you always want to make sure if you're going to go up and down, the next week go forwards and backwards, the next week go diagonal, the next week go the opposite diagonal, the next week go forwards. Always change it up so the grass is always staying straight up and it's never going to be bent always the way that you're constantly always cutting it. And that's going to help the grass to thrive more because it's not being bent down. Because it's the same situation as if you're always walking on your grass. If you walk on the same area and it gets bent down and then it starts to die because it's being pushed down and it's not getting what it needs. So you always want to make sure you cut the grass in different diagonals. That's why when you look at my grass, you'll be able to see different patterns because I always cut it different ways every single week. To make sure that the grass is always sticking straight up. And I don't think a lot of people know that, or even people even tell them that, because it's just a simple, easy, quick fix to keep your grass the way that you want it. And I'm going to try to show you on my grass. It's a little long right now, but you might be able to see the different patterns in it. All right, so obviously I got the lines going up and down this way. But if you come, you can kind of see the lines that are going this way. And I'll try to turn, and maybe you'll be able to see the other direction. It's hard to see. But if you look, now you can see the lines this way. See them? And then if I go diagonal, you're not gonna, these ones you won't be able to see, but there's ones that way. And then there's ones coming from this way going that way. So it's good to always change it up. And I think it's extremely important that people know that stuff because you want the grass to always thrive and do good and absorb water. You want it to absorb. If it's always flat, the water is not going to get into the soil. And I also think it's important to talk about compaction. How hard is the ground? When you walk on your grass and you take your probe, try probing it in. Is it extremely hard? Is it really compacted? If it's really compacted, that means that water's not getting into the soil. It's just not gonna, which means that you're gonna have to some way get that to break down and become where it's not hard as a rock. So there's so much to it to understand, but I hope that just knowing that little tidbit of information of which way to cut the grass will help you guys out and understand maybe one little way to do it.